Morning, everyone. Talking to you from Manizales, Colombia. It's right here in the coffee triangle of Colombia. On my way here from Cali yesterday, right before you get into Manizales, you see all these different coffee fields, coffee for days. It was ridiculous. But if the internet goes in and out today, it's because the internet is not the best here in Manizales. I did speed test and I'm only getting 10 megabytes for download, 1 megabyte for upload. So if it goes in and out, that's the reason. But what we're going to talk about today is the book, The Millionaire Next Door, and what does the average millionaire do to help them become a millionaire? And in that book, it was written like 30 years ago or something like that. What they found is that the average millionaire, they don't make a lot of money, it's that they save a lot of money. So if you're a teacher, you do all these other, if you're a teacher, you're a plumber, you can make pretty good salaries. And if you save a lot of that money into your 401k, IRA, a taxable account, then if you do that for a long period of time, you can reach $1 million. So what they found is the average millionaire saves about 20% of their income. And to have that, save that type of money, you need to have good habits. You got to be able to say no to a lot of temptations and what do you think is important and everything. So like one of the reasons, so you got to learn how to say no. And I lived in Washington, D.C., and that could be a very expensive place. I've seen people who had $40,000 in credit card debt and they make like $60,000 and $80,000. And I've seen people who made that same amount of money and saved $45,000 in a savings account. So it really all depends on your habits and how you can say no to and what you want your lifestyle to be and what you can expect your lifestyle to be based on your money habits. And but the idea is, yeah, we want to save 20% of our income. And the way I would say you break that down is that 20% when you're first starting out, this is just a general rule of thumb and everything, where you put 10% in towards your long-term investments. So that would be your 401k, a Roth IRA, taxable account. If you're getting a match, make sure you're doing the match at least. And then if you want to have some more diversification with your investments, then I would open up a taxable account. If you fund that like at $50, $100, $150 while you're young and you keep doing that, that can give you another bucket to give you more flexibility within your financial plan so that you're not stuck, you have more options. And the key thing about a taxable plan versus a 401k is that you can tap your taxable before you're 60, or you can use it for loans to help you get more opportunities. So let's say there's a business opportunity, you're like, oh, I want to do that. So you could take money from that account and fund that. Or, hey, you want to do a home remodel, you could do that as a collateral loan, pay a lower interest rate, and it can really benefit you long term. So the other 5% that you would put into your emergency fund. So your emergency fund should be 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. So if your monthly expenses are $2,000, then you should have $6,000. Plus, it's recommended that you put an extra $2,000 on top of that as a sink fund, because the average individual has $2,000 in unexpected expenses every single year. So like the car's going to break down, the washer might break, you might have a health issue, something is just going to go wrong. Like recently I was in Pereira, Colombia. I really didn't like my Airbnb. I made the mistake of saying, hey, let me stay there for a month. It was not a good fit. And so I was able to just leave it, and I used my sink fund to just pay for that bill. So it is helpful. Even here in Colombia, I still have to like, oh, okay, I have to go to the doctor for this thing. Oh, I have to pay for this thing, and just things just happen. And that's why you want the $2,000. And then the other 5% goes into your short-term goals. So if you need to save up for something let's say it's like a car down payment or like a new something on that matter. Just put it in there. And then the idea is like once your emergency fund is established, then you put that 5% into your long-term investments. And then if you have to dip into it, then you just move it back over. And then if you have all your short-term goals, let's say, I would say like $5,000 is good for that. So like that should help with a lot of car down payments and everything. Take that money, put it into that other long-term investment, just let it grow because you just going to have more options. And if you save 20%, so if you're making, let me do the math. So if you're making $2,000 a month, you would be saving about $400 a month. If you save $400 a month over 40 years, so from 25 to 65, you would have your $1 million and everything. Plus, you would also have Social Security on top of that. So you probably get away with you probably would have that, but you got to have the ability to save the $400 a month, and that might require living with roommates, having a partner that you can split expenses with, living with your parents. I lived with my parents when I was starting this business and everything. I've always had a roommate, and just figure out what you want your best life to be. Figure out what you want to have, and that's why I also do the personal development piece on top of this financial planning, is because if you want more, then you got to be more as a person. So you got to study more. You have to work on building your social network more and everything, just so that you can live your best life. And if you do this for consistently over 40 years, you will get your $1 million, assuming a 7% interest rate. If it's higher, then you're doing even better than $1 million. Now, then you also have Social Security. Social Security is probably not going to go away because Congress just needs to increase taxes by 1.5%, like 2%. So 1% from your employer, 1% from your paycheck, and we'll fully fund Social Security until the year 2100. So Social Security is definitely not going to probably go away, especially since the largest voting group of folks is senior citizens, and they're the ones who use Social Security. It's the greatest program to eliminate poverty here in the United States. So the idea is, that's probably going to be there. But the idea with saving 20%, the first thing we want to do is do a budget. We want to make sure that we're doing everything that we need to do and everything. So if I was to share my screen. So this is what I share with my clients. I just tell them like, hey, this is everything we need to do to go over your budget, and we're going to do it over the next 2 years and everything, just so that we have a plan. So that when you get that pay raise or you pay off that debt in July of 2021, we have a plan. Okay, we're going to take that money, we're going to put it over here and over here, and just make sure that you're in a good place. So this is something I do with my clients. Be like, okay, we're going to fill out this budget sheet. We know what you're getting paid. If you have renters, we know what that's going to look like. And then let's say there's a debt that's going to be paid off in June. June of 2021. To be like, hey, okay, now we're going to take that money and apply it over here. So that goes into the other thing is anytime you get a pay raise or you get a pay raise or you pay off a debt, what you want to do is this is a rule of thumb, take 50% of that, apply it towards your standard of living so you can go out one more time or buy one more video game or do one more treat for yourself or for your family. And then you take that other 50% and apply it towards your financial plan. So put more into your 401k, put more into your taxable account, put more into savings. It all depends on where you're at right now with your life. But you want to do the budget, and then you want to have a plan. So when things get paid off or you get a pay raise, hey, we have a plan. So hopefully most people are going to get a pay raise come January. I don't know how that's going to be with like COVID situation, the economy being not completely healthy. It might be 1%. So if you get 1% raise, take 1% of that raise, and half of it goes into your savings, half of it goes to your standard living. If you get 2%, just do 1 and 1. So the idea is you want to have a plan, and that's my greatest thing, is to help you become a millionaire. And you need $1 million is only going to get you $3,300 a year for the rest of your life. If you want to have less, that's for the rest of your life. You're going to live like 40 years after that. If you're going to live 10 years, you could probably get away with like $8,000 a month or whatever. So it all depends. So on your plan and everything, investments you choose. So as always, please consult a professional, do your research before you make any changes with your financial plan. Like myself, currently seeing clients and everything. So just reach out or leave a comment if you have any questions. But yeah, that's all I got today. So when it comes to the Millionaire Next Door, you just save 20% of your income. If you can't save 20% of your income, start off small and work your way up to that amount until you get to where you need to go. And just have the mindset. You just got to learn how to say no and be like, okay with like, hey, I'm doing the best I can. This is what I want to have. This is what is going to live my best life. So if you follow blogs like Mr. Money Mr. Money Mustache and all the other people, just like they're happy. There's two ways to be happy, to be wealthy, to be satisfied with everything you have, or to get everything you want. And when you see people who do FIRE and everything, and they're satisfied with everything that they have, they spend $25,000, $30,000 a year, and they're satisfied with that amount of money. And then they just save the rest. So you just got to figure that, or go down the road. And if you want more, then you have to be more. So you have to understand Mr. Money Mustache and all these other people that do FIRE. A lot of them make 6 figures, or they can make $50,000, but they save a lot of money. And if the key is you want to save 20% of your income. If you want to reach FIRE, you got to save a lot more than that. So it all depends. And then if just have a plan with your money. But if you do 20% and you're making $2,000 a year, and you say that, you will get to your $1 million. So it's $400 for the next 40 years will get you to $1 million. If you're starting later, it's going to require more money. But make sure you have a plan, understand where your money is going. And if you have any questions or you have any comments, just leave it in the comment section, and I can get back to you. On Sunday, I'm going to go hiking to Nevado de Ruiz here in Manizales, Colombia. I'll be back here on Monday to talk about a personal finance tip. So if you have, I'll leave it in the comment section or on the wall to say like, hey, this is what I'm going to talk about Monday. So if you have any other questions or concerns, just let me know and I'll answer them. So enjoy your weekend and take care.